Welcome back to another episode of Schey Insider. I'm your host, Courtney McKenna. Today, I'm with Temi, the Diversity and Inclusion Chair for the Schey. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. We're
wonderful.
Hanging in there, enjoyed the weekend, all the fun stuff.
Yes. It's been great. It's been wonderful. School started. It's been amazing. And I'm excited to see the rest of the semester.
Yeah, for sure. Me too. So how long have you been in the Schey?
I would say it would be like a year in November.
Okay.
It's been a very tremendous and wonderful journey because immediately started, I joined leadership opportunities, and I've been doing so great, and I've been mentored, and I've been in positions where I've been able to talk to partners and talk to people. It's been wonderful so far. It's a great opportunity.
Yeah, for sure. So I know that you're the Diversity and Inclusion Director.
Mm-hmm.
So what exactly is that position, and what do you do in it?
As Director of Diversity, I assist the Schey with creating initiatives for diversity, where we create events, workshops, where we invite corporate partners or an external body to come down and speak to students about diversity, talk to them about different aspects, especially in the workplace, because everyone's going to end up with a job, and you want to know how to tackle issues like this or how to even have conversations about them. We also help in creating a space where students are safe and feel comfortable and welcome in the Schey. The Schey is a very diverse organization, so we want to make sure that the students in the Schey that are diverse, or every single person feels comfortable, feels satisfied and happy with the way the Schey approaches different topics, issues, and whatnot.
Yeah, no, that's really awesome. So I had no idea. So I went to one of those diversity and inclusion events with Damian Wright, and I didn't necessarily know that it was actually hosted by the diversity and inclusion section, or sector, or the chair, all the cool things. But yeah, no, that's actually really interesting because I definitely learned a lot about unconscious bias, and that was a topic that kind of came back while I was like at work over summer. That was another topic that kind of hit, and I was like, oh, well, I've already learned this, so it was a great professional development opportunity, and we really appreciate you guys doing that type of stuff for us. So have you had any other positions in the past, or is this your first position?
I firstly joined the First Impressions team, so I was one of the people on there, and then I joined diversity. Those have been the two main positions I've had in the Schey.
Oh, that's really cool. I actually didn't know that you were on the First Impressions team. That's pretty cool. I did last week. I did my first impressions for that too, and I was like, oh, this is actually kind of fun. I kind of like it. Austin invited me and was like, hey, do you want to do this really quick? And I was like, sure, why not? But yeah, so that's really awesome. Which one do you like better, I guess? Did you like being on, or are they too different that you can't even compare?
I think they're different, but also similar in a way. As a First Impressions member, you're put in a position where you're talking to new corporate partners who are looking to partner with the Schey, and you're speaking to them, talking to them about different things, whatnot. They ask you questions, you ask them questions. It's all about a conversation, right? Being Director of Diversity is taking that conversation, maybe in a different way, but having it with students in the Schey. So it's similar in a way, but it's also two very different things. So I enjoyed both of them very much. I'm no longer part of it right now, so it's just the diversity that I am working on. It's both of them are so good, and I would say I had the best time there.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure it's probably super hard to do both of them. Creating the idea of an event, and then following through with it, and then having multiple per year, and then also trying to get corporate partners. I'm sure that's awfully fun, but fun. Super busy. So I totally understand. But so what have you been involved in with this past year? I know that we kind of talked about Damian coming in, but what have kind of been your whole year long goals? What can we expect to kind of see from the past to come seep back into this semester too?
So earlier this year, the diversity division changed its focus. It was basically it was targeting different majors and also targeting different diversity aspects. But now we have created an office for Director of Campus Relations who does the majors and reaching out to them. So now we're primarily focused on reaching out to other diversity aspects, right? And we've been working on laying that foundation that, some of the things that we're doing now may not be noticed right now or may not be known right now, but you know, this is the foundation that we're laying for people, for the next diversity directors who are going to come in and continue working on this and building that foundations. And one of the things we've been doing to make that is creating relationships with different students in the Schey, different organizations outside, and also the corporate partners. You know, in the sense that we bring them down, the corporate partners, we bring them down to speak at diversity events like Temi and Wright did. And so we have like 2 of those this semester where we're inviting them down to come speak. And then we also have, you know, we're also reaching out to student organizations and saying, you know what, the Schey would like to work with you on this. You know, it's just laying that foundation, just, you know, being in a way where, you know, there's students that have memberships in these organizations. I want to know that, okay, I'm part of this. I also know that Schey respects that, and the Schey also is willing to help me grow in that aspect too. So like that's what we've been working on, just laying that foundation where it's like, this is, you know, the diversity aspect, this is what we're focused on, this is how we want the students to feel when they come in and say, I am a member of the Schey.
For sure. I know that like you know, when you mentioned you know, doing those like types of partnerships and stuff, I guess it's kind of like also breaking that like barrier down of like the typical salesperson, you know, like, it does
break that down.
For sure, you know, because I feel like that a lot of people have like outside of the outside of the Schey, I feel like a lot of people have that expectation of, this is what a salesperson is. They're going to be in your face. They're going to be loud. You know, kind of like Chris Farley from Tommy Boy. That's a shout out for Mick. Dr. Mick in there, but you know, very loud, brash, and uncomfortably persistent. So like, I think that that's a very interesting like take, that you want to do those like types of partnerships and like build those relationships, like not just with partners, but like with like stuff on campus.
Specific campus.
No, that is really awesome. So like, what? You know, we kind of like talked about like diversity and all that stuff, but like, what did this past recruiting class look like? To kind of like break that barrier of like in the diversity and stuff.
The past recruiting class, you know, when we did diversity, because I had a touchdown with them when we had the diversity workshops. And the first one we had was with Schey. I had the director of diversity and inclusion for, I think, the assistant director for the College of Business. It came down and hosted one of the workshops, and we had like huge amount of student turnout, and most of them were like the new hires and prospects, and it was such a good and wonderful event in a way that there was so much great positive response. Because you know, students of the younger generation understand and want to learn more about, you know, how do you respect this about me, how do you take into consideration what the way I am unique in sense of other people, and you know, just having that positive response where they were like, oh, this is this about me and this is this about me, you know, I think it's very important, because they are so diverse in many ways. Most people don't know this. They think that, you know, I have this, I'm not that. I'm like, you're unique in your own way, you're unique in your own sense. How you define yourself is another way of diversity. You want to respect that, want to take that into consideration, and I was, you know, happy that the past recruiting said that like past new hires were aware of that and were able to tell us like, oh, this is that. You know, the response that we got after was amazing, really helpful in creating like new events for this semester that's created more to what they want, to what they want to more of what they want to see in the Schey. So
for sure. And I know you know, we've kind of talked about the typical salesperson, and then we've also kind of talked about you know, this past recruiting class being like aware of where they stand when it comes to diversity and all of that. You know, we find it interesting that well, at least I found it super interesting. I found it crazy, but you know, I was talking to Greg Scott, and he said that, you know, our recruiting classes this past year was over half female. It was about 55%. You know, persons of color, or people that were non-white, were 16%, which was up from last year. And we had non-college of business people, which I know we hit really hard last semester too. You know, really trying to like get people, siphon them from the College of Engineering, because we definitely want you know, engineering and sales like marry each other. That's like, it's like chicken parmesan. You know, it's like perfect. You know, but you know, we had a 31% for non-college of business people, and I mean, I found those stats to be kind of interesting, because it's like, you know, when you look at the typical person, or when you look at like the stigma of a salesperson or the stereotype of a salesperson, you know, you're kind of like, that's not right. Those numbers can't be right. And I definitely think that it is a part of the Schey that, you know, we've kind of like bred that into our system, and you know, we are definitely reaping the benefits of all the events that you're hosting and all of the awesomeness that you've brought to the table so far. And you know, we're really excited to see kind of like what this recruiting class is going to be like this year. But I think that, I mean, regardless of how impressive stats are, because numbers are great, we keep increasing with each of the new hires, but what value do what value does the Schey give to members that are outside of like any of those like that are just non-denominational, right? Like things that will always be effective, like will always help everybody, and will always do good, I guess, you know, in the Schey for people that are coming.
The Schey is a wonderful organization in the sense that it gives professional development. That is something that has benefited me in so many ways that I can say. When I first came and when I first joined the Schey, I was a freshman, and I was new to this environment, and I was new to this environment, and I didn't know like what is expected of a professional, what's expected of me to, you know, what defines professionalism. Right?
For sure.
And the Schey did that for me. You know, I went to these workshops and they developed me one by one. They helped me a lot with resume writing. They helped me a lot with approaching myself, you know, the elevator pitch and all. So professional development is one thing I would say the Schey is really, really, really going to give to you. Something, even if you have nothing else to take from the Schey, right? Professional development is always there.
Yeah.
You're always, you know, they're always on top of you. You know, what is this? What is that? You know, they're willing and ready to assist you in any ways, and they're professionals and at this, so they know what they're doing, right? So professional development is one thing I would say for me is the top, but it's also one of the many things that the Schey offers. Another thing I would say is the job opportunities. So there's, you know, the Schey says we have 100% of job opportunities for every single member of the Schey, and that means that, you know, once you graduate the university, you will have at least one job offer that you got through the Schey, right? You don't have to take it. Well, you should. If you should.
You should. I mean, if it's there, I mean, you should look at it. But
you know, you know, that guarantee. You know, when they say that, you don't even have to take it. You just have it. Yeah. You know, that is an added bonus, right? The College of Business does work to assist its students to get those jobs, but when you have an added opportunity that says, you know what, there's always another channel. And even if you're not in the College of Business, this is also another way to connect with corporate partners. I mean, we have over 48 corporate partners in the Schey looking to hire you. Like, they're literally here to hire you.
We have our own career fair. So I'm like, you know, that kind of helps the corner of the market. So
that's like one amazing thing that I would say, you know what, even if you're looking for a job, you're looking for opportunities, internship, whatnot, you just want to connect to corporate partners and build that relationship. The Schey is a great channel for that. And, you know, talking about relationships, you also have networking opportunities, right? I have met so many people, so many corporate partners, so many different organizations, so many students in the Schey that I can say, like, I can contact if I want advice on something. Like when I first came, I would always go to Jackie, and I would be like, "Oh, Jackie, oh my gosh, I need this and that," and she was really helpful. You know, she took her time to respond to me. She took her time to give me all the information I needed. And you have Greg, you can go ask questions about corporate partners, like, okay, can you give me guidelines on this? What not? What's this? You know, you also have different members of the Schey who have been through internships with this organization, so you can go, okay, I'm looking to intern at this company. Like, what do you think? What did you think of it? And they have nothing but good things to say. You're literally this on.
It's at your fingertips.
It's at your fingertips. There's so many resources in the Schey. So that's one added advantage of the Schey. There's so many other things right now. I can't really think about it, but, you know, I would just say, like, networking opportunities, number one. The career fair is added bonus. The job opportunities is a great thing. Professional development and personal development, there's nothing like the opportunities and resources you get through Schey. So.
Yeah, for sure. No, definitely. I know that like that's something that I feel that when people graduate, that's like the thing that they say that they got from it, you know, and to kind of give that to you know, all, like our younger generation, or our recruiting class, and not necessarily the younger generation, you know, our recruiting class, to give that opportunity to them is, you know, is priceless. And so definitely we really appreciate, I mean, I really appreciate it. I'm sure, you know, you just said, you're like, I loved it. You know, so definitely I think that's, those are actually really good points that you made. So what initiatives are you planning on rolling out this semester? Like what is like the one thing for like in regards to diversity and inclusion that you're like, I am pumped, I am fired up about this, and
I'm excited about everything, but I'm most excited about just that relationship I said. Building that relationship is very, very exciting, and you know, having the Schey be like, oh, you know, we're partnering with this, you know, having to go to just having that really, you know, where a Schey person can go like, oh, you know what, they can talk to like somebody in the organization, like, you want to go grab coffee, you know, it's nothing related, just because, you know, there's that relationship where we can go grab coffee.
For sure.
So building that relationship and laying that foundation is very exciting for me. But also the workshops. I am really excited for the workshops that are coming up. So as soon as it, you know, starts advertising, you all should sign up for it, because it's so. I feel I am already learning a lot, even though I've not even attended.
For sure. Well, I mean, I know that like, so technically those are only for members, right?
Yeah.
So you have to submit your application. The application closes tomorrow at 5 p.m. So be sure to get your application in, and then when you get accepted into the program and you do all of, you know, the pre-interview dinner, you go through the interview process and all that fun stuff. And you get accepted, absolutely 100% go to those, hit up those workshops with Temi, for sure, because that's about what she's about to say is, you know, do the workshops, do all the cool things, but we wanted to make sure there was like, hey, you got to get in, but you still have a day, so. But no, that's super awesome. I mean, I'm excited for the workshops this semester too.
I'm excited too.
What do you have anybody like in line yet, or?
We do have, we can talk about it later, but just so it's all said and done, so but we're
still working on the schedule. We have the people. We're just like, what do we want to put them in? So, cool. No, that's super exciting.
I'm pretty sure. I'm sure you'd be excited for them. I'm sure everyone else.
I'm always excited.
So, let's get this, okay?
For sure. So for sure, get your application in by tomorrow, 5 p.m. And Temi will be waiting for you.
I'll be waiting
for all of your diversity and inclusion needs.
I'll be waiting. I'm here. Waiting for you.
yes, we're waiting for you. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Schey Insider. I'm your host, Courtney McKenna, with our guest, Temi. And have a great day. Thanks.